Federalism refers to the mixed or compound mode of government, combining a general government with regional governments in a single political system. Its distinctive feature, exemplified in the founding example of modern federalism of the United States of America under the Constitution of 1789, is a relationship of parity between the two levels of government established. It can thus be defined as a form of government in which there is a division of powers between two levels of government of equal status. Federalism is distinguished from confederalism, in which the general level of government is subordinate to the regional level, and from devolution within a unitary state, in which the regional level of government is subordinate to the general level. It represents the central form in the pathway of regional integration as separation, bounded on the less integrated side by confederalism and on the more integrated side by devolution within a unitary state. Leading examples of the federation of federal state include the United States, Germany, Canada, Switzerland, Australia and India. Some also today characterize the European Union as the pioneering example of federalism in a multi-state setting, in a concept termed the Federal Union of States. Overview. The terms federalism and confederalism both have a root in the Latin word foedus, meaning treaty, pact or covenant. Quote, their common meaning until the late 18th century was a simple league or intergovernmental relationship among sovereign states based upon a treaty. They were therefore initially synonyms. It was in this sense that James Madison in Federalist 39 had referred to the new United States as neither a national nor a federal constitution, but a composition of both. In the course of the 19th century, the meaning of federalism would come to shift, strengthening to refer uniquely to the novel, compound political form, while the meaning of confederalism would remain at a league of states. Thus, this article relates to the modern usage of the word federalism. Modern federalism is a system based upon democratic rules and institutions in which the power to govern is shared between national and provincial state governments. The term federalist describes several political beliefs around the world depending on context. It is often perceived as an optimal solution for states comprising different cultural or ethnic communities. However, tensions between territories can be found in federalist countries such as Canada, and federation as a way to appease and quell military conflict has failed recently in places like Libya or Iraq, while the formula is simultaneously proposed and dismissed in countries such as Ukraine or Syria. Federations such as Yugoslavia or Czechoslovakia collapsed as soon as it was possible to put the model to the test. European versus American federalism. In Europe, federalist is sometimes used to describe those who favor a common federal government with distributed power at regional, national and supranational levels. Most European federalists want this development to continue within the European Union. European federalism originated in post-war Europe. One of the more important initiatives was Winston Churchill's speech in Zurich in 1946. In the United States, federalism originally referred to belief in a stronger central government. When the U.S. Constitution was being drafted, the Federalist Party supported a stronger central government, while anti-federalists wanted a weaker central government. This is very different from the modern usage of federalism in Europe and the United States. The distinction stems from the fact that federalism is situated in the middle of the political spectrum between a confederacy and a unitary state. The U.S. Constitution was written as a reaction to the Articles of Confederation, under which the United States was a loose confederation with a weak central government. In contrast, Europe has a greater history of unitary states than North America. Thus, European federalism argues for a weaker central government, relative to a unitary state. The modern American usage of the word is much closer to the European sense. As the power of the federal government has increased, some people have perceived a much more unitary state than they believe the Founding Fathers intended. Most people politically advocating federalism in the United States argue in favor of limiting the powers of the federal government, especially the judiciary. In Canada, federalism typically implies opposition to sovereigntist movements. The governments of Argentina, Australia, Brazil, India, and Mexico, among others, are also organized along federalist principles. Federalism may encompass as few as 2 or 3 internal divisions, as is the case in Belgium or Bosnia and Herzegovina. In general, 2 extremes of federalism can be distinguished. At one extreme, the strong federal state is almost completely unitary, with few powers reserved for local governments, while at the other extreme, the national government may be a federal state in name only, being a confederation in actuality. In 1999, the Government of Canada established the Forum of Federations as an international network for exchange of best practices among federal and federalizing countries. Headquartered in Ottawa, the Forum of Federations partner governments include Australia, Brazil, Canada, Ethiopia, Germany, India, Mexico, Nigeria, and Switzerland.